In previous videos, we have seen that there are many ways wild animal suffering takes place and how it can be addressed. In this video, we're going to see what we can do to make a positive difference for animals. We will first see different tasks that we may need to carry out to achieve that aim. After this, we will see what you in particular can do to help make this happen. For animals to be helped, there are two main conditions that have to be met. First, it is necessary that there be a will to actually help them. Second, we need the knowledge and the means to do so. We will start with the first condition. Many people are not very familiar with the situation of animals living in the wild, or with whether they need help. Describing what the lives of animals in the wild are really like can help to raise people's concern for them and increase interest in learning more about the ways of helping wild animals. Showing people examples of how helping animals is perfectly possible, or indeed where this is already being done, can also play an important role. It is also important to promote the moral consideration of all sentient individuals in general, because in our society, animals are still disregarded. Sentient beings, regardless of the ecosystem they are in, or whether they belong to a numerous or scarce species, can experience what happens to them as positive or negative. We will see all of this in much more detail in the second part of this video course, which will present the main arguments and debates in the field of animal ethics. This field examines the reasons why we should be concerned about what happens to animals. We need to be aware that this work of raising awareness has to take place in different spheres. In each of them, a different approach and even language may be needed in order for people to fully get an idea of what we're talking about. It is especially important to raise concern among people who are involved in the defense of animals and in altruistic causes, especially those who are interested in how to achieve the best results in helping others in need. It is also crucial that students and scientists working in life sciences be able to learn more about this issue. They are the ones who can bring about positive changes in academia, leading to the establishing of the study of the well-being of animals and the ways to help them as a respected area of research. Beyond that, we can also reach the general public, especially younger generations. This will lead to more and more people supporting and joining efforts to help animals. Moreover, the general public also has the potential to influence policy and lawmakers whose decisions can greatly affect animals. In addition, gaining more knowledge is crucial, so we'll be better prepared to help. It is sometimes believed that because ecologists study entities like populations, species, and ecosystems, they may only be concerned about them and not about individual animals. However, there is no reason why it has to be this way. There are different goals that can be advanced by acquiring more knowledge in these disciplines. We need to distinguish between these goals and the science itself. Not long ago, this science was applied only to promote human interests. Currently, environmentalist goals are more common. However, this knowledge can also be applied to help sentient individuals. Moreover, there is a growing number of cases in which it actually is applied for this purpose, and we should encourage the growth of this trend. The third part of this video course will assess how progress can be made in the scientific arena to spread interest about the well-being of animals in the wild. To achieve this, it has been proposed that the work at the intersection of several natural sciences, in particular the sciences of ecology and animal welfare, should be carried out. This would allow us to examine the well-being of animals and the factors affecting it. The name used for this is welfare biology. We will explain what this work consists of in the final videos of the course. What we have seen are the things that can be done for animals in the wild. We will now see something much more specific and practically relevant. We will see what you can do, how you can make a difference too, depending on the situation you are in. People who support a cause often explain how things we might do can be harmful to others. In the case of animals, for example, one point that is made is that our choices as consumers can cause animals to be harmed if we buy the products of practices that exploit them. In the rest of this video, our purpose is different. We will not focus on what we can stop doing that may be harmful to animals, but instead, we will focus on what we can actively do to benefit animals in the wild. There are some simple ways in which everyone can help, even if you just have a little time. Of course, some of us might be in a position to help animals in the wild directly. In those cases, we can not only help those animals, but also let other people know about it. In this way, we can set an example that can help to reinforce and illustrate an ethic of concern for animals. But it is likely that, like many other people, you might never have such an opportunity. But there are other things you can do to help. You can let others know about the situation of animals in the wild and the ways we can help them. One way is by sharing information online, especially on social media. You can follow Animal Ethics or other organizations working in this field and share their posts and encourage others to do so. You can also help by doing volunteer work or donating. In other words, you can collaborate with the defense of wild animals just as you can with any other cause. Some people can help more specifically due to their professional backgrounds, which make it possible for them to help organizations defending animals to work more effectively. You may also have some specific skills that will make it possible to give advice or to offer some work pro bono to those who are involved in the defense of animals. Or if you work in certain fields like law, politics, or as a public official, there can be ways to include more consideration for the interests of animals in important decisions affecting them. Educators can help spread concern about wild animals among students. Public figures can help give more visibility to the issue. These are just some possible ways to help. You might think of others based on your experience, location, and the people you know. If you're a student or work in academia, you can also help to promote interest about this issue in your university and among your peers. This can be done by organizing events such as talks or seminars. In addition, students and researchers at early stages of their careers might consider specializing in areas of research directly relevant to the well-being of animals in the wild. More generally, if you're a researcher or a scholar, no matter what stage of your career you are in, there are many valuable topics of research you can pursue that will directly or indirectly affect the situation of animals in the wild and the ways to improve it. Your research can be very important, not just in terms of its potential to shed new light on these questions, but also of fostering further research. Depending on your specific area of research, it could also inform potential programs or policies that can help wild animals. Finally, if you are involved in the defense of animals or in altruistic advocacy work in general, you can consider adding helping wild animals to your list of supported concerns. You can include this issue in your informational materials about the situation of animals and the reasons and ways to help them. This doesn't require a completely different form of messaging. On the contrary, you can just incorporate concern for animals in the wild as what it is, one of the ways of taking animals into account. The reason is simple. Animals in the wild can feel and suffer just as those in captivity can, so there's no reason not to care about them too. You can just consider how much information about wild animals and on what particular topics you can add to your materials. You can do this by using the information in these videos or on our website in your online texts and other outreach materials. You don't have to worry about giving us credit for using our materials about wild animals. What really matters to us is that you too can help animals in the wild, so feel free to pick and use as much information as you want from our materials about wild animals and use it in yours. You can also engage in other kinds of campaigns. If your organization focuses on specific campaigns aimed at near-term goals, or if you do lobbying work, you can consider campaigning for the implementation of policies that make a difference for animals in the wild, or just programs or campaigns in line with what we have seen in the previous videos. It is sometimes possible to expand certain initiatives that have been already put into practice. If you are interested in learning what kind of work you could do or would like any kind of advice concerning wild animal suffering, just get in touch with us and we will be happy to provide you with ideas and suggestions fitted to the kind of work you already do. You can also speak to other people who are involved in the defense of animals to encourage them to do the same. There is a lot that can be done that can have a positive impact on wild animals, both in the short term and especially in the long term. Don't hesitate to join those who are already involved in achieving this. If you want to learn more, don't miss the next 2 modules of this video course about wild animal ethics and welfare biology. They will give you more information about how to make a difference for wild animals. Thank you for your attention and for your interest in helping animals.